Are you thinking about visiting Lubbock or Texas Tech University and you are a history buff? Well, today I wanted to take you around to a few different historical landmarks here in the Lubbock area because we have a ton of history going back to singers, to prehistoric times. And so I just wanted to showcase all of the museums and artifacts that Lubbock has to offer and that Lubbock holds here. That way you're never bored when you ever come to Lubbock because you can visit all of these historical landmarks on your next visit here. And we're going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Lubbock, Texas, well then be sure to tap that bell and hit that subscribe button so that you can be the first to know about all things living in Lubbock, Texas. I get calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me a message, schedule a Zoom call, message me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever means necessary for you and your family, and I'd love to meet you and help you make a smooth transition into Lubbock. So, as I mentioned, we are going to a few different historical landmarks here in the Lubbock area. I thought it'd be really fun to just showcase all of the different historical landmarks that Lubbock has to offer. And right now, we are at the Lubbock Lake Landmark. The Lubbock Lake Landmark is a historical landmark that has been around since the prehistoric times, this particular plot of 336 acres. But it's been studied for the last 50 years by Texas Tech and Elaine Johnson. And a lot of people are coming here to study because it has so much history just deep beneath the soil, dating back to prehistoric times where ancient elephant hunters have been found, remains and evidence of ancient elephant hunters. Also, where the Comanches and the Apaches fought. Some of their battles are in this little plot of land. And so there is a ton of history here. And so what we're going to do is we'll take you around and we'll kind of show you. They have life-size bronze animals of some of the Ice Age creatures, animals, life-size animals of elephants, or, I mean, we'll take you around, we'll kind of show you. And then also too, if you're looking for like a hiking trail, there is tons of hiking trails all throughout here. And it's a really pretty area because it's not totally busy. I mean, you're not in the middle of town. So if you just want to go on a nice hike, maybe bring your dog, or you want to go on a bike ride, this would be a really fun place for you to check out too. Kill two birds with one stone, get some history information, and then also go for a pretty bike ride or a hike. So let's go and I'll show you some of the bronze creatures that they have out here. Okay, so we are now inside. They have a site where you can come in, you can kind of do a tour of some of the stuff that they found here. Also too, they do camps for kiddos in the summertime where they can actually dig in the soil or around the walking trails here. The 3-mile walking trail, and there also is too, there's a 1-mile walking trail along the Lubbock Lake itself where the kiddos can go out there and dig for artifacts or whatever they find, which is pretty cool. And I just wanted to show you, I mean, there's some of the stuff that they found here. Bones from, I mean, there's a ton of animals that were here. I think he said there was an American lion that they were actually, they found proof that they were here before they migrated to Africa, which is pretty cool. And then here are some of the rocks that they have found near the location of the Lubbock Lake, which is that mile-long tour that I was telling you about. So I don't know, it's pretty cool, and you can kind of see exactly where they found it on the map, depending on if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of really cool ancient artifacts that have been found here on the Lubbock Lake Landmark. Okay, so we are next to one of the bronze creatures that they have out here. And this is actually called the giant short-faced bear. And as you can see, it's a big animal. They're all based off of the measurements of what they would be like if they were recreated. And so the measurements were actually created based off of bones that were found here in the Lubbock Lake landmark. So that's insane. And apparently they were originally known as the last land predators at the end of the last ice age, but I think studies have kind of come out to where I think they were just more so just like a big grizzly bear, or not a grizzly bear, like black bear, like nice bear, brown bear, not super predator, not a super predator. I don't know. Anyway, but this thing was huge. I mean, I think that's so crazy. So all around this park right here, it's like about 3.5 miles, like I said, you can just really see all of the different bronze creatures that were originally once out here, which I think is really cool. So you want to come out here, take a look around at some of the prehistoric times and some of this evidence that was here in the Lubbock area. This would be such a great little spot for you to take the kiddos. Also too, like I mentioned, they have kid summer camps for them to learn all about the Ice Age and all the stuff that was here in the Lubbock area. So let's go to our next spot. Okay, we are at the Silent Wings Museum here by the Lubbock Airport. And so this is actually, if you are a World War II buff, well, this is a really fun museum for you to check out. It's actually the only museum in the world dedicated to the World War II glider pilot program. And so all of the exhibits in here are dedicated to the glider pilots that served in World War II. And then also, fun fact, if you ever visited Lubbock between 1950 and 1970, this building actually is the old airport and also the old military base. And the military base was built here as when they were finished with using it, they kind of handed it back to the city as this second international airport. And then the actual international airport that we use today is just right behind here. And that was built in 1972-ish, I think. So if you ever came to Lubbock and you remember back in the day where you fly out of, this is actually the old airport. So you might have a little bit remembrance of this one, but yeah, so if you are curious about just the World War II glider program and anything World War II, this is a really great place for you to check out. We can't go inside because they don't allow us to film, but we'll put some pictures up of some that we have taken privately. That way you can kind of see what they have on their website. That way you can kind of see some of the exhibits inside and for you to come and check out. Okay, so we are at the National Windmill Museum here in Lubbock, Texas. So this is the world's largest windmill farm here, and it's really unique because windmills and steam engine trains played a vital role in the 1800s to 1900s whenever the steam engines were used. And so you can go inside here in this exhibit. There is a bunch of older windmills, train stations, miniature train stations. It's really cool, all the different artifacts that they have inside there. And I'll post some videos of some of the insides of what it looks like. But also too, there is over 160 different types of windmills. And if you can't tell, today is a very, very windy day. So most of the windmills, this one's very active right here, is working. I mean, you can kind of tell. And then I think it's really cool that you can come in here, you can see the tie that the windmills had with the train stations here, specifically in Lubbock, and then also, I mean, everywhere in the definitely in the US. So you are wondering about all those windmills that when you drive into town, this is where they were. A lot of the original windmills can be found. My hair's my way, so you can kind of see the history of when the windmills were first created. Okay, so our next stop, we are at the Buddy Holly Center, and I am in his famous glasses that you see here. But if you don't know who Buddy Holly is, well, you're about to whenever you visit Texas Tech. Buddy Holly has such a presence here in Lubbock. He was from Lubbock, and as you know, he is an amazing songwriter and singer. And right over here to my left actually is one of the houses that has been preserved from, I think it's the AI or the J.I. Allison house is actually what it's called. And him and Buddy Holly were known to write and sing songs in this house. So we wanted to preserve it. There's a lot of their songwriting happened here at this specific house right here. And then also inside this exhibit, you can kind of see everything that Buddy Holly, his legacy, this center is dedicated to preserving his legacy, his music, his career, everything Buddy Holly related you can find in here. And then also too, not only Buddy Holly, but also just the music and the arts, visual arts of performing, of other performers are also dedicated here. Just preserving a lot of that here in the Lubbock community, because there's a lot of other visual performing arts people and musically talented people that came from Lubbock that have also made it. So I think it's really cool if you want to come and check out a lot of the legacy of Buddy Holly and some of the other founding members of the music scene here in Lubbock. This would be a really cool exhibit for you to check out. And then also right over here behind me, like way over there, is the Walk of Fame. So those artists that I was just mentioning that have made it in the music scene or were on TV shows or anything like that, their names are actually on a plaque in the center of this wall right here. And in the center of it, there's a statue of Buddy Holly. So that's a really cool place for you to go and check out as well. So don't forget to check out the Buddy Holly Center. And it's also super, super close to campus, right off of 19th Street. So it's a really fun place for you and the family to come and visit. So we are at our last stop, and we are at the Fibermax Center for Discovery. And you might be thinking, what in the world is that? Well, it is actually, it's a really, really cool exhibit. You can kind of see right here. It is a farming and agricultural exhibit that focuses on farming in modern day science and technology for agriculture. So you can kind of see back here, there are a ton of restored tractors, irrigation equipment, and then also just the evolution of how farming got to be what it is today. There are some windmills. I know we just came back from the windmill farm. There are some windmills also in here. You can kind of see right here as well, all of the plows that they used to use back in the day before everything was essentially ran from a computer nowadays. But I don't know, it's really, really cool if you want to learn about the history of cotton, just how it has evolutionized itself to what it is today. All the farmers here in Lubbock, farming is a huge, huge agriculture production here in Lubbock. And so it's really neat for you to be able to come out and see kind of where it started and what it is today. So again, with the Fibermax Center for Discovery, it is not far from the Buddy Holly Center or from the National Windmill Museum. They all are within 5 to 10 minutes of each other. So if you want to make a dig of it, you can get it done within a couple of hours. It's just kind of fun to see what other museums are here in Lubbock, because there's quite a few museums. So I hope that you enjoyed the tour of all these museums here in Lubbock, because I know I had a blast going through these museums, learning about all of these museums and about everything that makes them, and everything that sets them apart from the rest of the different museums across the world. So if you have any questions about these museums, or if you want to schedule a time to talk about anything Lubbock, we'd love the opportunity to. As always, be sure to like and subscribe so that you can be the first to know about all things Lubbock, Texas. And until next time, we'll see you around.